destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Testing competition from the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the race that is true. If you don't know, you better find out the war path. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. I'll be there for them, come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. Don't turn your back on the war path. 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 You might wind up in a body bag. See your chances. Now it's time to show you the ball. In the ring, this is for all you sucks that's strong. Day in, day out, the wolf pack for life. Tell my who has the guts to come in the ring tonight. We care about the weapon because we make our own moves. They don't have what it takes to fill their shoes. See, it's just a crowd pleaser. I'm not gonna leave you the punishment for making enemies with these soldiers. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. 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 You might wind up in a body bag. Wolf pack is back cause I'm mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Testing competition, winning war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the race on the street. If you don't know, you better find out the wolf pack. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. I'll be here for them, come in the ring with them, you're never walking out your dream. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. 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 You might wind up in a body bag. Pack is back cause I'm mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Testing competition, winning war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the race like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the war path. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. I'll be here for them, come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. Don't turn your back on the war pack. Don't turn your back on the war pack. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. You might wind up in a body bag. See your chances. Now it's time to show you the ball. In the ring, this is for all you sucks that's strong. Day in, day out, the wolf pack for life. Tell me who has the guts to come in the ring tonight. We care about the weapon because
welcome to another edition of the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryant, and we have a logo to talk about, and we're going to get into it right now. We're going to talk about Saturday night's main event, Gunther versus Nick Aldridge. Why Jay Uso hasn't been on TV. Rhea Ripley not vacating the Women's Championship. We're going to talk about all of that. Alright? So, give me a minute. I got to take my medicine. Y'all not going to see that. I'm going to cut the camera off. And I'll be back. Just enjoy the wolf pack. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. I'll be here for them, come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. 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 You might wind up in a body bag. Give me 1 second, I'm coming. Basically, recess it. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What's that? All right, good now. Welcome to the Master of the Map. So, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's been. What in the hell is going on? Oh, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on in the world of professional wrestling. Jay Uso not being on Raw. Jay Uso's divorce. Last night, Saturday night's main event. And we're going to get into that real fast. Matter of fact, let's start things off with Saturday night's main event from last night, because that was that was a doozy. That was a show that, to me, it was good. The best match on there was Laura and Bailey. Um, I'm glad Paige is back. I'm glad Paige is no longer a champion. What? Hold on, y'all. Yeah. I know all that. Come on, I'll leave this right now. Thank you. And it was last night was a one of a kind show. I ain't gonna say one of a kind. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to. All right, here we go. So last night, Saturday night's main event, Fatal Influence defeated Paige and Brie Bella to win the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, this was initially supposed to take place at SummerSlam, but WWE is going a different direction. They have gone a whole new direction, to the fact where that Triple H is being pressured by ESPN and TKO to put on more matches for the premium live event. Now, I will say this: SummerSlam is a 2-night event, and we're gonna see what SummerSlam is gonna bring to the table. Because, in my opinion, I think SummerSlam is gonna shock a lot of things in the wrestling business. Because I think we're finally gonna see Roman defeat Seth. We're finally gonna see how good Nick Aldridge really is. The guy's a former 2-time NWA World Champion. I think he's a 2-time TNA World Champion as well. So he's a 4-time World Champ overall. We're finally gonna see Nick Aldridge in the WWE ring. Yeah, it's just it's going to be good, but I think it's also going to lack something as well, because last night, Saturday night main event, it lacked a lot of stuff. They should have added the Trick Williams and Laredo Kid to the Saturday night main event instead of having the pre-show. JD McDunkett, Jordan Devlin, or whatever the hell he's called himself these days, and Danhausen. That was a good match. Um, it was a lot of misfires by WWE. Like, the best match on the card for me was Laura and Bailey. That match was awesome because we really seeing the dark side of Laura, and she's really letting it come out more and more every time she wrestles, and I'm loving that about her. I'm absolutely loving this about her. And CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship. I mean, not for the tag team match. Yeah, it was a good match, but it wasn't good, because, in my opinion, look, I said this last time, and I'm gonna say it again. How many of us is sick and tired of Cody Rhodes being in the main event and challenging for that WWE Championship? How many damn stories do you have, bro? Seriously, how many? How many stories do you have? You finish the story when you finally dethrone Roman. Then you finish the story when you dethrone John Cena. You finish the story when you dethrone Drew McIntyre. So if you dethrone CM Punk, is the story finally over? Are you going to move on to something else? Or are you still finishing the damn story? Come on, man. How many stories do you have? You're not your dad. You are far from your dad. Your dad was good, real good. Your dad matches with Ric Flair, Odie Anderson, Arn Anderson, Telly Blanchard, Dirty Dick Slater, Ivan Koloff, Mr. Wonderful, guys like that. Your dad matches was good. Your matches is you're okay, but you're not the American Dream. But you want to call yourself the American Nightmare? Yeah, you're a nightmare, right? Got to turn heel or take a vacation, a long vacation. I'm talking about from now into the Royal Rumble, we don't see your raggedy ass on TV no more. It's that simple. And a lot of people like come on here and say I'm a Cody Rhodes hater. I didn't like him when he was dashing. I didn't like him when he was destructive. I didn't like him when he was Stardust. I didn't like him, and I damn sure don't like him now. All right? You started your own company. You took the throne. You took the sledgehammer and destroyed the throne. And you said, and I quote, I will never go back to that raggedy ass company after this every first All In. Before it was called AEW, it was All In Chicago. And you went on there and you said you would never go back to that raggedy ass company. You're back in the company you call raggedy ass, and you got 3, 4, 5, 6 stories that you're trying to finish. Cody, let me explain something to you. Your brother, the natural Dustin Rhodes, have more talent in his damn pinky than you have in your entire damn body. You was doing damn good on the independent scenes. NWA World Champion, Ring of Honor World Champion. Then you started AEW and you couldn't get over. The Young Bucks got over. Kenny Omega got over. How come Cody couldn't get over? You know why? Because everybody knew something was missing. You come back, you were a surprise opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I forget what year. That was a hell of a match. Then you had the trilogy where you beat Rollins match after match after match. Then you tore your tricep. You went out. You didn't come back to the following Royal Rumble. You won the Royal Rumble. You went on to that year WrestleMania. You failed to beat Roman for the title. Then you went on and on and on. Then you finally get the title shot again, and you finally dethroned Roman as the champion. Also, big shout out to Amber Moon, a.k.a. Athea. She has surpassed Roman Reigns' record. Amber Moon has now been the Ring of Honor Women's Champion for 1,317 days. The only woman to do that in this modern age of wrestling. Congratulations, Amber Moon. All right, that's now back to what I'm saying. You lost the belt to Cena, got it back. Lost the belt to Drew, got it back. Sammy beat you in Saudi Arabia, what should have been his moment, but they made Sammy a transitional champion. Why? Because they feel Sammy is nothing but a transitional champion. They did it in NXT when he beat Neville for the NXT championship. Come on, y'all. Let me help y'all with something with Sami Zayn's career, okay? Every big title Sami Zayn has won, he was either a transitional champion or nobody wanted to hold the title. So guess what? We're going to give it to Sammy. We're going to let Sammy have a hell of a run with it. He was a transitional champion when he won the Intercontinental title. I forget what reign. Didn't Ricochet beat him? He was a transitional Intercontinental champion. Actually, he wasn't a transitional because that run for WrestleMania held all the way up until he lost to the Braun Breaker. That's the only reign he wasn't a transitional champion on. His second reign as U.S. champion, he was a transitional champion. He beat Carmelo on SmackDown. He lost it to Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Then he beat Cody and Gunther at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. and loses the title 9 days later to CM Punk in Chicago. Okay? He won the NXT championship from Neville, and he lost the title a month later to Kevin Owens when the referee stopped the match. Never got it back. He's a transition. Sammy is a transitional champion, and when people don't know what a transitional champion is, a transitional champion is somebody who WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA gives the title to, and they lose it to the person they want to have the title. All right. So I mean, transitional champion, huh? I come on, y'all. I don't know. I mean, it says I got 3 people watching. I want to hear your views on this because Sami Zayn did Sami Zayn wrong. All right, now, I'm gonna add a bonus topic. Let's talk about black wrestlers in WWE. Trick Williams is the only black. Well, R-Truth is one half of the tag team champions. When was the last time WWE had? Who was the last black intercontinental champion in WWE? Now, when I tell you this, you're not going to believe me, but yeah. Well, who was the last black intercontinental champion in WWE? I guess nobody watched it. They'll watch it later. If you watch it later, leave your answer in the comment box. I'll come back and give you the answer. The last black WWE champion was Big E when he won the title December 25th, 2020. Lost the title April 11th at WrestleMania to Apollo Crews at WrestleMania. No, wait, hold up. Apollo Crews is black, so Apollo Crews is the last black intercontinental champion. Yeah, but yeah, the last black intercontinental champion is Apollo Crews. It's not Big E, it's Apollo Crews. I stand corrected. All right, you talk about. Let's talk about Jey Uso. Everybody knows he's going through a divorce. Everybody knows he was stepping out on his wife with Jada Parker, Miss Parker. And for those of you who don't know who Jada Parker is, she's down NXT. Everybody knows it was all they saw Jada and Jay walking through the airport on several different occasions. His wife got hold of that. She filed for divorce. She wants half of everything. She got proof. From what I hear, she got proof. She got text messages from Jada Parker. She got text messages from when Jay was texting Jada. All that. She's filed for full custody of the kids. She wants 50% assets of all his money. Everything. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I might get a lot of backlash from this. I really don't care. I'm going to speak how I feel. This is my show. Whoever don't like it, suck on the egg. But I'm going to say it boldly. WWE pushed the wrong damn Uso. All right? Came up with a catchphrase, yeet. He did all that good stuff. He came up with this. He did all this. He was the Intercontinental champ for a cup of coffee. He was the world champ for a cup of coffee. He's not meant for singles wrestling. Here's another guy who wanted to win the title because his daddy's a former Intercontinental champion. Daddy is also a former tag team champion. Okay? I was on a podcast earlier, not a podcast. I was on a TikTok show earlier where we was talking about, they was talking about the most, WWE doesn't make any household names anymore. I tend to agree with that, then I tend to don't. And the only reason I say I tend to don't agree with that because the simple fact of the matter, WWE is Night of Champions was on the borderline of okay and good. I'm glad they let Oba Femi become King of the Ring and not Jey Uso. I was hoping that lived. I was hoping. I'm glad that Io Sky became King of the Ring. I'm glad that she became. I was hoping Charlotte won the whole thing, but that wasn't WWE plans. Um, yeah, to me, it's just right now WWE is just they are fluctuating. Bailey's not Bailey. Rhea's out. Naomi's out. Bianca's out. Okay, they did the Street Profits dirty. Still ain't got a rematch. They, yeah, that's a lot I can say. And this whole Roman versus Seth, I love the way they've been telling the story all these years. I'm loving the way that Seth went out there and pissed off Roman and told Roman, I ruined your first WrestleMania when I cashed in Money in the Bank. He did. I pinned you in the triple threat match at WrestleMania. He did. He's beaten everybody in the last 5 years, but Seth, he hasn't. So yeah, this is the storytelling behind these two. It has led up to SummerSlam, and I hope it's a Sunday night. Put CM Punk and Cody on Saturday, as far as I care. Or you can put them on Friday, put them on SmackDown, as far as I care. Um, yeah, I'm just it's just one of them things where you know something's gonna be good by the way it's gonna be good because to me this has been a story that has been ready to burst for years. Seth versus Roman because when Seth destroyed the Shield, he didn't hit Ambrose or Moxley, whatever the hell he's called himself these days. He didn't hit him. He hit Roman. He hit Roman, and by him hitting Roman, that showed everybody Roman Reigns was going to be the big dog. Seth cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam, went on to win, but he didn't pin Brock. He pinned Roman, by the way. And that was good. Man, that was cold. Woo! He's been Roman, by the way. Roman has never defeated Seth on a premium live event. He has defeated Seth on a Monday Night Raw. He pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the ring. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I dare you. I dare you to question me. I'm a wrestling dictionary. If I say it, it happened. All right? Sorry, got a little ego trip there, but yeah. Roman has pinned Roman has pinned Seth on an edition of Monday Night Raw. They're supposed to fight at Night of Champions one time, but Roman had a stomach problem, or he had an ulcer or a tumor that needed to be removed from his stomach. They canceled the match. Yeah, so but he's never beaten Seth on a premium live event. So this should be good. This should be real good. I mean, this should be awesome. I'm looking SummerSlam August 1st. It's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope there's a tag team title match on there. I hope 2 tag team title matches on there. I do know, and I can confirm this, that according to Dave Meltzer, Sheamus is definitely going to AEW. And Triple H has been talking to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for their third stint in WWE. I mean, if they're gonna bring back Baron Corbin, at least they can bring back the Motor City Machine Guns they were a lot better than he was in the first place. I'm just saying. It's gonna be a short match to the mat. I gotta take care of something. Let's start cooking. I was supposed to do this earlier, but I got hooked on watching the rookie, and it's just been my day to rest and relax, stuff like that. But that's about it. That's okay. If anybody know me, they know I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I fell in love with wrestling at age 7. Now, the master of the mat, the name came from Lil John, John's oldest child. I called the man No Neck, and he gave me the name the Oracle, and that name has stuck with me. I've been called a wrestling encyclopedia. Um, yeah, I've been doing all that. I still watch wrestling time to time on a constant basis. I'm a huge fan from 7 until now, but I'm disappointed in wrestling in general because the art of tag team wrestling is no longer relevant in professional wrestling. It's relevant in AEW, but it's no longer relevant in WWE. You got makeshift tag teams that are tag teams. There's no reason for Damian Priest and R-Truth to be tag team champions. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for, well, Austin Theory is a former tag champ before he's a former tag champ with Grayson Waller. Braun Breaker, his last name is Steiner. That kid is a born tag team wrestler. Just look at who his uncle and father is, Rick and Scott Steiner brothers. He's a born tag team wrestler. So I think that's in his damn genes to be a tag team wrestler. Breaker, Breaker is that guy that he will get you, and he don't know when to stop. And that's what I love about Braun Breaker. If they will give him the right push, Breaker is going to be a household name. I'm dead serious. He's going to be a household name. His speed is unmatched. His power is unmatched. He does the Frankensteiner better than his uncle. I mean, he got to work on that bulldog because his father had that bulldog pinpoint accurate. So Breaker is a beast. He's going to be, I think Braun Breaker is going to be a big star sooner than later in WWE. They start playing with him. But yeah, if they change his name from Braun Breaker to Braun Steiner, that kid is going to go further than he's ever gone before in his life. Because the reason I say that, Rick Steiner was a collegiate great, 2-time All-American in Michigan. He was a hell of a singles athlete. Many people don't know this. Before you got Scott and Rick, you had Rick and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Then you had Rick and Sting. Then here comes Scott Steiner. Then the Steiner brothers were born. Okay? Rick Steiner was a tag team wrestler way before his brother was. He was in this way before his brother was. He was an Florida heavyweight champion. He beat Mike Rotunda to win the NWA World Television Championship. I mean, you couldn't talk about it. You can't. There's 2 people you can talk about the WCW TV title with. Actually, 4. William Regal is one of them. Booker T is one of them. Rick Steiner is one of them. And Dusty Rhodes is one of them. Because Dusty made that title prestigious. Okay? Now, the Dogface Gremlin, and he come out there, when Rick would come out there and do all that damn barking, get in the ring, biking the turnbuckle, biking the bottom rope, stuff like that. Rick would come out when they were the Steiner brothers. He would literally have a dog collar around his neck. He had a dog collar. Come out with a dog collar, and that's what made the Steiner brothers special. Why? Because if you look at the tag teams the Steiners had to go up against. When they was in WWE, they had, or WWF, they had the Natural Disasters, the Beverly Brothers, the Heavenly Bodies, Money Incorporated. You look in WCW, they had the American Males, Harlem Heat, Vicious and Delicious, the Outsiders, Muda and Chono, the Blue Bloods, the Flock, either version, either Kidman and Riggs or Riggs and Van Hammer, whatever. They had the Horsemen, Benoit Malenko, or Benoit and Mongo, or Mongo and Malenko, or Flair and Benoit. Either one, they had all. It was awesome because if you look at the standard of tag team wrestling now and compare it to back then blows tag team wrestling out the water. And probably because back then they had a lot of great tag teams. Harlem Heat, the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobs and Jerry Sags, the Nasty Boys, the Natural Disaster, Earthquake and Typhoon, Money Inc., IRS, and Ted DiBiase. You had the Harris brothers, Don and Ron Harris. You had Booker T and Stevie Ray, the Harlem Heat, Sting and Lex Luger. You had Scotty Riggs and Marcus Bagwell, the American Males. You had Tuco Scorpio and Marcus Bagwell. You had Marcus Bagwell and the Patriot. Damn, Bagwell been a lot of tag teams. Yeesh. God damn. But in WWE, you had the Bushwhackers. You had the Heavenly Bodies. You had Money Inc., the Nasty Boys, the Hart Foundation, Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart, the Rockers. At one point, you had the Brainbusters, Teddy Blanchard and Arn Anderson. You had Strike Force, Tito Santana and Rick Martel. The Islanders, Haku and Samu. The Head Shrinkers, Fatu and Samu. You had who else? I mean, I can go further back as the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika. Them were some bad boys. Man, I'm telling you, this is why I love WWE Network. I used to watch Alpha and Sika wrestle on the WWE Network, and they had tag team wrestling to the mat. They were wild. That's why they were called the Wild Samoans. But they were tag team wrestlers. Then you had the Blackjacks, Blackjack Mulligan, Blackjack Langer, the Blackjacks. A lot of people don't know this, but Blackjack Mulligan is the father-in-law to Irwin R. Shyster, IRS, aka Mike Rotunda, and he is the father to Barry Windham and Kendall Windham. So, and what makes it so funny, there is a list of people in the wrestling business that father and son has held the same championship. The U.S. title, Ric Flair and David Flair. Blackjack Mulligan and Barry Windham. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. At the Intercontinental Championship, Rikishi and Jay. I think that's it. I gotta go do my research. I think a little rusty, but I think that's it. That's all the father sons. They have the father sons. They have the Intercontinental Championship. I think that's it. Yeah, but the legacy, all the great tag teams compared to the tag teams WWE have now, the War Raiders, the Street Profits, Otis and Tozawa, Division, Fraxium, and that's it. That's only tag teams I can think of in WWE. Oh, Los Gaza. I think that's it. It's like WWE, TKO have given up on tag team wrestling when tag team wrestling actually make your company. Okay? If tag team wrestling didn't exist, the wrestling business would be exalted. I mean, there's been some greatest tag teams of all time. Tag teams like the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton and Dennis Cordial, or Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane as the Midnight Express, Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Gene and Ole Anderson. Who was he? Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, the Koloffs. You got the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. The Varsity Crew, Kevin Sullivan and Mike Rotunda. I mean, there's a man. They had a bunch of tag teams back in the day. The Wild Samoans, the Soul Patrol, Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Um, yeah, there. The Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson and Telly Blanchard. The Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Telly Blanchard. I mean, you had a lot, and I mean a lot of wrestlers. A lot of tag teams that were good, and now the tag team division in WWE is no more, and I'm not liking it. I'm not. And this is the state of professional wrestling because there's no tag team wrestling. There's no wrestling. There's no wrestling. There's no. Sorry, I had to make sure I didn't hear me. There's no nothing in general, and this is exactly why professional wrestling is not like it used to be. I mean, AEW, their tag team division is suspect. But then again, AEW's have old WWE stars. So I'm just saying. Uh, that's just my take on it. Speaking, I did mention Arn Anderson earlier. Um, so my brother and I do a weekly YouTube show. I do the Master of the Map. I also have another YouTube channel, Bryant Championship Wrestling, which where I do my BCW on, which I'm doing that later on the show. The show starts tonight at 9 o'clock. But no, 8:45. So my brother does WFCW over there on Con Squad 16 channel, and this past Wednesday he had War Games. My character, who competes in both companies, the BCW, WFCW, was in the War Games, and I'm starting to feel like the Arn Anderson of War Games, but in my case, I've actually won a War Games. Because Double A was in almost all the War Games and never won. But it's an honor to be in War Games because it gives the antagonist the opportunity to back up everything they've been saying. Or let me stop saying antagonist. It gives the heel, they're gonna either back up what they said against the baby face, or the baby face gonna go in there and they're just gonna beat the hell out of the heel. Now, back in the day when Dusty Rhodes created War Games, it was a chance for Dusty to get even with the Horsemen, but they got in there and Arn Anderson, Telly Blanchard, they were beating on Dusty until one man came in. And yeah, back in the day, it wasn't pinfall or submission, you win the match. It was submission or surrender, and you win the match. I mean, there has been some legendary War Games in WCW. Rude, Robinson Rick Rude team versus Sting's team. The Horsemen versus the NWO. You had I'm trying to think. Team Hulkamania versus the Dungeon of Doom. There's been a lot of great War Game matches, and WWE picked it up. First, they started in NXT, where the Undisputed Era had some great matches in War Games, and now it's on the main roster with WWE doing the Survivor Series War Games. That's where it actually belongs. That's, in my opinion, that's where it belongs. It's War Games, baby. It don't belong no place else but Survivor Series. And I'm just hoping that the state of professional wrestling. But go back. What I was trying to say, and I got sidetracked with something on my phone. What I'm trying to say is this: WFCW, I'm the biggest antagonist there is. They turned my character to a baby face, and people still hate me. For 5 years, I've been the most hated award, the most hated in WFCW history. I'm the only 8-time WFCW World Champion, the only 2-time Battle Royal winner. That's my legacy. Why? Because I set the standard higher for the next person. And if you think you're going to come in and you're going to outshine me, then I mean I got to step it up and outshine you. I'm the ultimate antagonist. Sometimes people take what I say personally. It's never meant to be taken personally. It's all for entertainment. You get him in the door, and you got that one guy that crosses the line. Then when it's time for him to get his, he gets in the ring, and he gets his. Sometimes he gets it, sometimes he doesn't. It all doesn't. It all pans out. All right. So that's what I'm saying. So on that note, I got to get ready. That was another earthquake. Hold on, y'all. Praying for Mexico. But anyway, let me get out of here. Let me get set up for my show. Yeah, let me get set up for my show. Thank everybody for watching. Like I said, if you're watching, just like the product. I'll be back here next Sunday, probably earlier. But until then, y'all have a blessed Sunday. Have a wonderful week. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like this week. Let me check. I didn't think we were gonna have a heat wave yesterday, but we did. A heat riser yesterday. Let's see if it changed. So we're gonna be in the 80s all week. So it's gonna be. I guarantee it's gonna be humid. Let me check. Let me see how it's gonna feel outside, y'all. 1 second. Okay. Well, anyway, be safe. God bless you all. You guys have a wonderful week. Have an even blessed Thursday night. I mean Sunday night. I'm sorry. And I'll see y'all back here Sunday. Peace.